Hello everybody. Next instalment of Dave Gets Wood, where I am working a bit on the bench today, and one of the things that I did on the last video was inserting and fish plating a piece of wood on the bottom piece. What I realised while doing that was that obviously there was a certain point where I tried to clamp stuff together and it caused a bit of damage, and I realised the shelving unit can't move because the tops are on it. So the tops are holding it rigid, but potentially rigid in the wrong way at the moment, I believe. So what I'm going to try and do today is actually take the tops off, and the plan there is take the tops off and then get it ready for its base, and because then it can be leveled up, hopefully. That's my intention anyway. I haven't told my dad that that's what I'm going to do, because if I did, he'd probably tell me to do something different. So, but I'm going to go with my gut. So yeah, I think this top needs to come off. It also may help in leveling it up properly on the top surface as well. So that's what I'm going to crack on with today, trying to get the tops off. I was also thinking as well, it might make it easy for me to sand them up, the top up, while it's not in situ. So yeah, it might be worth doing that. Anyway, right, I'm going to crack on. Okay, managed to get the top off eventually. Excuse me. Was a little bit awkward, but to be fair, it is showing the unit's not in the worst condition underneath the top. These bits of wood, they definitely need a bit of treatment, but that's why I'm on it. Okay, so all I'm waiting for now is for us to cut the bottom and the back, and I can crack on. Hello everybody. It's getting cold in here, but it's been quite a productive day so far. We've managed to get the pieces of wood cut for the bottom and the back, and I've also done quite a bit of sanding on the draw runners on the inside of the bench today. I had to do something while I was waiting for my dad to come and help cut the wood. I've still got a little bit more to do on that sanding, but I can do that at a later stage, because I'm now at quite a big point. Okay, so this is the piece of wood that's going on the bottom, although it looks like it's on the top at the moment. It's not, it's the bottom. And as you'll see, I have got it clamped down in a number of places. Now here in the middle, this part was actually bowed out this way quite a lot. So one of the reasons for me taking the top off was so that I can manipulate the frame, and that's what I've had to do. I've basically pushed this in to try and get it to butt up. I don't think I'm going to get it much better than what it is at the minute. So that's why this has got two clamps on here, because what I'm going to need to do is put a few screws in here, because this could be under quite a bit of pressure, because this is the point that was bowed out and is pushed back in at the moment. Now it's lined up okay-ish on the front. That's the main thing for me here. I've also checked it on the spirit level, which I'll show. Now I'm not expecting perfection on the spirit level, and now looking at it there you could go, oh well, that's not level, but to be fair, the ground's not level. So the question is it all the same as that? Nearly. Just about. That one not so much. Okay, well maybe that'll spring in when I put the back on, but it's close enough for me to be happy with, and it's closer than it was. So now I'm basically up to the point of drilling holes and screwing. Drilling and screwing. Although what I am going to do is I'm going to drill countersink and screw, and these screws, they're not going to go all the way through the wood, but they're going to go in a decent way. And to be honest, I don't know, I must admit I'm tempted to double up in a few places and put a fair few screws in, to be honest, because like I say, it could be under quite a bit of pressure. But that's my next stage, and that's probably going to be the last bit I do today, is drilling the holes and screwing them in, because what I'll probably want to do is leave that for a week and see if it's going to cause any problems with the pressures, but we'll see how we get on. Right folks, I am done for today. I must admit, quite a successful session. I know on my recent videos I've been mentioning about how I've been struggling mentally. I must admit, I've been trying to force my motivation on this, and I'm glad today I've managed to get quite a bit done, because it's helped sort of scratch that itch. And to be fair, I could keep going, but I think if I did, I'm gonna suffer too much, and I'd be pushing myself way too hard. So I'll show you where I've got up to. So as you can see, the actual piece of plywood that has now been screwed down, and I must admit it has squared up the unit, the cabinet, the bench quite nicely. Now these pieces of stud timber are here for a couple of reasons. One is I intend on using stud timber as legs like this, but I am going to cut them, whereas this piece is a little short, I'm going to cut them so they're the right size. So I've got bigger pieces. So I'm going to put these on so that I can put the casters on. So there'll be 2 on this leg, 2 on the middle leg, and 2 on the far leg. But I'm also going to be leaving them on here like this so that my dad sees them, and hopefully my plan is that he will see them and go, oh, they'll work as legs, which is what my plan already is. Now with this, obviously I've still got the back to put on, but that's the bit that I could do today, but I'm not going to. I'll do that next time I'm here to work on this. Now I have used a lot of screws, as you'll see, and to be honest, I haven't finished screwing, because where this leg is, and this leg is, there are underbars that want screwing to the plywood. Now the reason that I haven't screwed them yet is because my intention would be to go through leg into there, but it may end up being using screws that are way too big, so I may be better off just screwing into here. But then I don't want to, any screws I put into this, I don't want to end up hitting that. So yeah, anyway, good progress today. I'm suffering for it, but it's a step in the right direction. And obviously with this unit, at the moment, with this bench, excuse me, at the moment it's not, I'm not doing these bits to sort of do the whole refurbishment on it. I can really tell it's getting cold in here. I'm doing these bits so that I can get the casters on it so that it can be moved from where it is. And then when the time's right, obviously I can do stuff to it. But now the time is not right. I am done for today. Buggered, but pleased. I was concerned about how, with it all being bowed, how it would come back together, and to be honest, the front of it has come back together quite nicely. The question is, how is it going to cope over a bit of time? And obviously putting the back on should help, but I'm simply just not ready to do that. Also, I don't think I've got enough of the screws that I've been using here, so I may have to pick up some more screws, or use some of my dad's old flathead screws, which will never get used for anything, so I might be able to go through a couple of the old tubs and use up some old screws. But anyway, progress. Oh, I must admit, today's definitely been a better day for me mentally. I have been struggling. I mean, I've been sleeping a little bit better the last couple of days. I think the cold or flu that I had has been eased off. Excuse me. And yeah, so I'd literally been sleeping no more than 2 hours at a time. Whereas at least for the last 2 or 3 days, I've been able to sleep for longer than 2 hours, and in total longer than 4 or 5 hours, which is what I'd been getting. So I've been able to recover a little bit there. And I really don't know, other than the possibility of being ill, I don't know what else it could have been, because it wasn't through stress, I don't believe so. But anyway, right, I'm going to bugger off now because it is really getting cold in here. I'm going to go and spend a bit of time with the dogs before I make my way home. So have a good one, everybody, and hopefully next time we'll be whacking the back on. See you later.